Well, folks, let me tell you about the time my otherwise humdrum job in a construction company turned into an episode of The Office meets Mission Impossible. Now, I'm no Tom Cruise, but I did have a mission: to keep our cloud-based ERP system in order while tackling inventory. This all-in-one super program was the lifeblood of our business. It was like the company's hard-working, never-complaining golden retriever. We used it for everything, from payroll to inventory. I was the self-appointed pet sitter because, frankly, I was bored out of my mind. After a while, I was so good with this ERP system that our vice president, let's call him Scrooge McVP, fired our expensive consultants and decided to exploit my newfound expertise. Everything was going well until one day, we got a new warehouse manager. Let's call him Mr. Hair on Fire. Now, this guy was as agreeable as a mosquito in your bedroom at 3 a.m. One day, a massive screw-up happened in the warehouse, costing us a fortune. On the same day, an ERP update introduced a bunch of bugs. I focused on the ERP first because not paying bills seemed more urgent. I managed to squish the bugs, but when I returned from my celebratory early lunch, Mr. Hair on Fire exploded at me. Apparently, the higher-ups were blaming him for the warehouse fiasco, and he was not happy about it. Manager: why haven't you fixed our problems in the warehouse yet? Me: I was fixing an ERP issue and have not had time to look at the warehouse problem yet. He turned a shade of red I'd only seen on boiled lobsters. Manager: listen to me very carefully so this can penetrate your thick skull. You are to only do what is in your job title and leave the ERP bullshit to the people competent enough to handle it. He added, I'm going to let this slide this time, but I will not have this conversation with you again, do you understand? I had a variety of get-you-fired responses on the tip of my tongue, but I swallowed my rage and decided to try a different tact. I said, yes, sir, loud and clear, and asked him to put that in writing. He did, and I decided to play along. Little did he know, he had just handed me the keys to Pandora's box. A week later, the ERP system was messing up the payroll. I shrugged, sending a regretful reply to the frantic HR email about the issue, saying I couldn't help due to Hair on Fire's explicit instructions. As a result, payday came and went without a dime landing in anyone's account. The following day, the warehouse staff staged a mini revolt, refusing to work until they were paid. It was like a scene out of a movie, complete with panicked managers, huddled bosses, and a very angry VP waiting in my office. VP: why didn't you fix HR employee's problem when she emailed you about it? I innocently showed him the email from Mr. Hair on Fire, and his expression morphed from anger to realization. He then politely asked if I would be so kind as to fix the ERP issue, and I replied, sure, I'd be happy to, before adding, all I need you to do is add this responsibility to my job title and give me a significant raise. I paused, then said, all in writing, of course. The VP said, that's ridiculous, and stomped off. Anyway, he huffed and puffed away, eventually sending out an email hiring our old consultants back at their exorbitant rates. Fast forward to the next payday and still no one gets paid. The situation was getting dire, and even I was considering breaking my silent protest to fix the problem. That's when Scrooge McVP returned to my office, tail between his legs. You see, the consultants said it would take them weeks to fix the issue, and the natives were getting more restless by the day, with some even threatening lawsuits. Good times. Good times. So the VP humbly came to my office with an expression of someone whose dog just died, offering me a promotion and a raise to become the official ERP whisperer. I took one look at the papers, one look at his desperate face, and signed on the dotted line with the biggest grin on my face. I fixed the payroll issue that day. And that, my friends, is how I turned a boring inventory job into an action-packed adventure, and how my penchant for mischief landed me a promotion and a raise. That goes to show you that as long as you have the skills, knowledge, expertise, and a little business sense, you can turn any disaster into the perfect opportunity. Oh, and as for the new warehouse manager, he was sadly let go. On the day security escorted him out of the building carrying his box of belongings, I stood in front of my new office and waved him goodbye. Thankfully, he seemed to have bounced right back from his little setback. In fact, I saw him last week at our local Walmart, harassing cart collectors in the parking lot.